Okay, now let's get to the part of the fair tax that has received a lot of criticism and that I personally think is absolutely brilliant. Okay? First of all, let's look at your personal situation. You're getting 100% of your paycheck. If you put it into a savings account, it's not taxed. If you spend it, by the way, on education for your children or yourself, it's not taxed. If you stick it in a sock or a shoebox and bury it in the backyard, it's not taxed. If you invest it, it is not taxed. It is only taxed if you spend it on new, not previously owned retail goods or services. Pretty sweet deal for a wage earner, isn't it? I mean, the only time you put money into the pockets, the hands, the clutches of the federal government is when you spend money. Consumption tax. But wait a minute. A little earlier I told you that you don't even do that until you have taken care of the basic needs of your family. Okay, here is how that works. Our U.S. Department of Health and Human Services establishes every year poverty guidelines based upon households of a certain size. A household of 1, a household of 8. And if the household income is below the figure set by HHS, then you are defined by the federal government as living in poverty. If it is over that level, then you are not living in poverty. Now, I'm going to give you 2 examples here. These examples are for 2015. For one adult, a family size of 1 adult, your poverty level is $11,770. Below that, you're living in poverty, but that's what Health and Human Services says. $770. That is what you need to pay for your basic necessities for that year. We'll go to another extreme. If you are a couple, man and wife, with 3 children, then your poverty level is at $36,020 for 2015. So under the fair tax, a calculation is made. How much fair tax will you pay for one adult? Okay, your annual consumption allowance is $11,770. So on $11,770, how much fair tax will you pay during that year? The answer is $2,707 or $226 a month. That is the amount of the fair tax you would pay every month just meeting your basic needs as a household of 1 adult. A household of 2 adults, man, wife, 3 children, okay? $36,020. So you would be paying $8,285 a year in fair tax just to meet your basic needs. Now, let's go back to the single adult family. The monthly amount of fair tax you are paying is $226 just to meet your basic needs. $226. So, either in the form of a check or an electronic money transfer, the same way tens of millions of Americans get their Social Security checks every month, every single month, that one adult household would get a check or a money transfer equal to $226. Okay? That means you are getting a check from the government to compensate you for the fair tax you will be expected to pay during the following month on your basic necessities. Anything you go out and buy over the basic necessities, you're paying a fair tax on that, and that's going to the government. Now, what about the 2-parent household, 3 children? Every month, you would get a paper check or an electronic funds transfer equal to $690 at the beginning of the month. What is that for? That is the amount of the fair tax you would be expected to pay during that month just to buy the basic necessities for your family. Now, why are you getting this check? Because the people that created, through all this research, the fair tax felt that with any family, whether it is a household of one adult or mom and dad and 3 children, or mom and dad and 7 children, whatever. By the way, mom, dad, 7 kids, your monthly check would be $1,009 under 2015 statistics. But these people decided, look, mom and dad or the single adult household, they go out, they work, they bust their tail every single month. They have rent, food, transportation, basic necessities that they need to cover in order to take care of themselves. Only after they have taken care of themselves, only after they have taken care of their family, should the federal government step up with its hand out. Well, now, of course, it would be virtually impossible to monitor the spending of every household in this country and somehow exempt them from having to pay the fair tax until they've taken care of their basic necessities. So you use the figures developed by Health and Human Services for the basic poverty level for every size of household, and they say, okay, here is what you have to pay in sales tax, fair tax, to make the expenditures necessary to get the basic needs taken care of. So this will be the amount of the check or the electronic funds transfer that we pay to you and your family at the beginning of every month. So look at it, folks. You get all of your paycheck, and then you start paying the sales tax as soon as you start spending money. But in addition to getting all of your paycheck, at the very beginning of every month, you get a check, a funds transfer from the government equal to the fair tax you would have to pay during that month just to cover your basic necessities. Now, the critics, they call this an entitlement program. I guess you could make an excuse for calling it an entitlement program, but these people are going to be paying those consumer taxes. So in the final analysis, all they are doing is getting their money back ahead of time, a prebate. So getting the money back in sales tax that you've had to pay to cover the basic necessities, do you call that an entitlement program? I don't think it fits the definition. So there you go.